Alright everybody, Jay here, welcome to the video. Today's video is a little different. I'm going to have a full bracket breakdown in my next video. This video is all about just like first initial impressions of Dreamhacks, just from my own thoughts, and then in the next video we're going to go over a complete bracket breakdown. So that means we're going to go through the brackets, we're going to look at everything, talk a little bit about everything, alright? Flies are out here, man. But yes, so to begin this video, let's cue the beautiful coffee scene on a Friday when I made coffee and go from there. Cue the tape, Jay. Alright, so it's officially day one of Dreamhacks. In my last video, it was a predictions video and talking a little bit about scrims. The last scrim of SSG, they lost to TSM. I think that's 2 scrims they lost to TSM in a row, SSG did. So again, SSG is a hot topic, and you know, I think we're all really wondering how they're going to perform this weekend. By the time this video is out, we probably already know. But this is just my Friday through Sunday Dreamhacks Dallas vlog. And at the end of every day, I'll give a little bit of thoughts on what I watched. But really, today's Friday, so we talked about it in the last video, but you know, the first games happening is FaZe Cloud9, Nemesis Omit, SSG Envy, TSM Gen G, FaZe versus Z10, Rebellion versus Omit. So it just keeps going on. I guess, like, you know, the teams I think are going to go forward in upper brackets are obviously isn't really the right word, but I think it's going to be Optic, Shopify. I think people who are going to win their pool, like the players who are going to win their pool play, is like the people at the top. But let's be honest, I really think they're all going to win between Shopify, Optic, FaZe, and SSG. I think they're all going to be winning their pool plays. LVT just went live. I'm also wearing my LVT merch. Love LVT. But for me, everything starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time today. So I think I'm really, really excited just to watch some LAN Halo, but I really am going to heavily focus on some, I'm not going to say like troubled teams, but teams that might need some, I want to look at everybody, but I really want to see the new rosters, like Complexity, like what's going on with Complexity, why are they might get like top 10 or worse, or I don't know. I don't want that for them, but what's going on with him? Will this new roster help? So there's like a lot of things going on in my mind, but SSG is a team that I want to study and look at the most because I really want to see how they perform this weekend. And a part of that is when they are on main stage, and you know how main stage does the listen in on the voice comms. I really want to focus, and I'm going to put that in this vlog, the SSG comms, when we get the opportunity to. I really want to listen to how they're talking to each other and like kind of have an idea, because that's really the only time we get to hear SSG do voice comms with each other, because they don't share it in scrims, yada, yada, yada. I could go on and on and on. I'm a yapper, but it's an exciting day. It's Friday. It's currently 11:22 a.m. and I'm getting ready for my day. I have a lot to do, a lot of Halo to watch, but I need to also stay in shape, so I need to work out. I'm thinking rowing, running, biking, lifting, whatever. I gotta do something. So as much as I want to sit down and just watch Halo all day, I also gotta stay in shape so I can do a half marathon or marathon someday, right? That's kind of my little goal right now, but I have done a half marathon before. And I also got a new pair of shoes. They're really nice. Let me show you. That has nothing to do with Halo, but you know what? Who cares? So I'm a Hoka shoe wearer, a Hoka wearer. I got some new Hokas here. They're the Hoka Mach 6. I have the old version of these called the Hoka Mach 5s, and I really, really love these shoes. So I got another pair. In the bottom, if you look at the bottom, it's actually like really nice. It's not like that, like kind of like Hoka. My biggest complaint is the sole and the shoes on the bottom usually are like these like really fluffy, they're very like soft material on the soles of the shoe, and they kind of like come off really easily. But this is actually like really nice. This is like an upgrade. I'm excited to see how long these last, but these colors are actually my current stream colors. So that's pretty cool, right? So anyways, I got my Hoka shoes. You know, we're training to be a real Spartan here. But yeah, this weekend's gonna be a blast. I'm drinking my coffee, getting ready to stream later, do some watch parties, and maybe even just enjoy watching Halo on my own. But let's get started, and happy Dreamhack Dallas. Let's go.
Getting to the latter stages.
Is this game starting? Holy
But
crap.
just saying ifs and
I could
buts
keep
right
talking
now. Until
forever.
the games actually get started, you still have to heavily...
Kulek, Huss, this is a good team. Mortally, Ezo. Oh man, I hate to admit this, but I do think Nemesis will beat them. It looks good, right? Honestly, it's just gonna get better and better. We're here for quality. The Jungle Crew Productions is here for quality entertainment. You know what I mean? I'm the talent. Okay, I'm just the talent. I have an addiction to hats. Okay, I do. I have an addiction. Alright, this is really important. Let's hear this out.
He's someone in Bureau. Nice.
Let's go, where?
For Yak. No idea, Kevin.
No clue. He's back tower, guys, back tower. Doesn't know I'm here, doesn't know I'm here.
Two, hitting it, double hitting cafe, double hitting bulldog. Go bulldog, two guys bulldog. You're going out P1, they went P1.
They did. On shotty weak. On shotty weak.
And bottom side.
Shotty two shot.
Under disruptor. Piggy's on driveway. He's still on me.
Three dead, guys.
Half shields, bottom driveway.
Driveway one shot.
I went man.
Two dead. I spawned tower, guys. One spot PD on me. PD weak, PD weak.
Might be cafe.
Yo, plants, guys, one shot plants. Nice, on me PD.
Machi, Red. Coming up, me, Red.
PD.
I have you. He's going backside.
One shot.
Trying to get to Kevin.
Right gun's up.
Just one shot. Dead.
Look at bottom.
Drive cover precision.
Right gun is up.
Look at me. Look at me. There's a guy top Ivy.
Yeah,
I'm walking up. I'm going back to trash. Driveway and trash.
Looking trash on me.
It's one shot. Dead.
Be real, guys. Be real. Be pillars.
Camo 25.
B steps.
Two steps. One B steps.
Tap shields, B steps. Going. Benches.
Right dead could be up. Camo 15.
Two cafe.
Yo, driveway. Red room.
Two cafe, Kevin.
One shot ice cream to arcade. He's arcade.
Still here. Still back A.
Still arcade.
One,
Arcade to dead end now. PD now.
Camo 3.
I have a stalker bottom seat.
Behind you, chasing you, Tommy, chasing you with pistol.
You're on.
Camo's up.
One guy going for camo now, and there's two B side.
Watch out, come on.
ATM. Two there. They're both weak. I don't really have help for that.
I can't do anything on that.
No, there's a guy B-gen. Can you maybe kill these guys? Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Yeah, I'm helping them, Kevin. Here,
Yeah, go for it. One dead end. Do you know who came back?
Oh, B-steps. They're fires. Dead. Missing camo still.
Play yourself heavy.
Agent, BJ.
2 B gen, 2 B gen.
And one's at M, one's at M, one's at M.
3 shots BJ. Kill one.
Nice,
Yeah, I spun sub, I spun sub.
Help Brayden, go.
Yeah,
Help
breaks,
Brayden, go. Help
breaks,
Brayden.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm
Coming, I'm coming.
He's MPD now.
BJ, they might spawn C.
When we went into the comms, it was a 1 kill advantage for SSG.
Your comms are
and
very
it's still
strange.
a 1 kill advantage for SSG,
I
so
noticed
it has
like
been a
Eco's
trade
talking a lot more
the
than
pace of
before,
this game has been very notable.
but they're all very like,
Trying to pressurize each other a
guys, they're
whole
here.
time.
They're on B. They're on B.
Feels like we joined 1 kill lead.
That was weird.
We saw SSG go into a lead by 5+. And well, as you say,
They
right
don't
back to a
seem
1.
like they have fire under their ass. They seem like they're like
Also, as you
very
mentioned,
calm
a
and
lot of
collected,
trades
which
during
is a
those
good thing.
exchanges have kept this game really close, and SSG has known.
But their
to
comms are
take
very
it down during
strange.
that battle. SSG has known
I mean, compared to other teams, like other teams that like
like
Optic, if you listen to their voice comms, they're very fast with how they have like a little bit of fire under their
Felt like
breath.
if you were picking up some kills, the damage was coming in and allowed
Maybe
the trade
everybody on
to
SSG is just so
was
chill or
good stuff from
something.
SSG showing how to play off the back foot in
It was
certain
interesting.
situations,
What are
which
your
now puts them
thoughts?
into a 2-kill advantage,
Some
which is
call-outs were
to
like,
go
I
to
don't
tie this
know.
series
That
up
was
with the red
interesting.
gun
I think it's just,
in
I
the
think
hands of
that's just
Stella, who do
panic.
what they need just to reopen the map, just to
There's
get that damage
chaotic
down.
comms that are actually organized, and I think when you listen to or like comms like that from like Optic or even Shopify, it works. You know, it works. It's organized chaos, I guess, and it works for them.
A devastating turnaround this would be.
And we see results, so you like kind of like are analyzing SSG's callouts because they have issues and why in their results are not like, I don't know. If they can come back this entire thing and end up beating Envy, that'd be great.
All right, it's that time of day to work out. I've been watching a lot of, I did a little bit of a watch party over on Twitch. I have my other Hoka shoes. These are the Mach 5s. The other ones I showed you this morning was the Mach 6. But it's not looking good for SSG. They're playing against Complexity currently. It's Friday, May 23rd, 6:30 p.m. And I'm missing a little bit of the gameplay, but so far they're not doing well. Complexity is 2 wins over SSG. I think SSG won once, but I'm thinking so far, just by today, I don't know if they can really redeem them. They can, I mean, I guess they can redeem themselves. Who am I kidding? But my thoughts going forward is, if this continues the way this is, I'm thinking there's going to be a roster change. This is just not working out, you know? Like, this is not how these top players should be doing. They should be doing better. But yeah, let's go run. I gotta go run. I need to row. I need to lift. It's time to get fit, y'all. Let's do this. Anyways, more thoughts to come at the end of the day. But yeah, so far, just following along SSG's journey this weekend, it's not looking good for them. So really unfortunate. Anyways, I'll be back. All right, it is officially day 2 of Dreamhack Dallas. And right now we have a very interesting day. I'm getting ready to actually stream, but just to put you into the thoughts of what's going on right now, it's still so early for me. Not really, but like, it's Saturday, you know what I'm saying? So I see like, if I look at the winner's bracket, we see Optic is going to face Shopify sooner than we anticipated. FaZe is going to play against SSG. And then Envy is going to play against Cloud9, Nemesis TSM. So I'm going to do some predictions, and this is already going to have passed, and we're already going to know who's going to have won all these things. So I guess it's just going to be fun to see what I think and if what I say comes true. But Optic versus Shopify, I don't know. It seems like Optic has to work. It seems like what happens to Optic is they don't do well on Fridays. Fridays are just not Optic's days. So TSM blew, that was crazy. TSM beat Optic. They went to a game 5 and TSM beat them on Origin Slayer. It was incredible. Now that means that Optic's not going to win their pool play. They didn't win it last time, so it's not the end of the world. And I do think that whoever they play in the open bracket, they're going to beat them. They're going to bounce back. I have no doubt. Optic still can win this, so I'm not really that worried, truly. Now, if we're seeing Optic versus Shopify first thing, I have a feeling that Shopify is going to beat Optic on a Saturday, but I could be wrong. In fact, I did predict that Optic was going to win this event, which again, they still can, but Shopify has been they play so well Friday and Saturday. But you know what? At the end of the day, if Optic is the team that gets to grand finals, and maybe Formal was playing great yesterday, and they had a great series against Gen G, but if where am I going with this? If I lost my train of thought, I'm old. Either way, if Optic had to work really hard Friday and Saturday to get to grand finals on Sunday, it's really about the team that comes on to grand finals championship Sunday and gets the clutch up. And I think Optic has that in the bag more than Shopify. I think Shopify still has half a team that's still young, still learning. They're not veterans. The only veterans is Frosty and Royal 2, so they can help It's the Last Shot and Cycle. But everybody on Optic has that experience. So it's like they know what it means to be world champions. They know what it means to be grand finals, championship Sunday, what they need to do to win. And I think experience can sometimes triumph Shopify in that regards. So that's why when it comes to Optic versus Shopify in a grand finals, I think it's a coin toss, but I do think if I had to really dive into who would win, that's why I would go for Optic Gaming. That's all, just because of the experience. But anything could happen. Now, in the winner's bracket currently, I have my thing up right here. It says Optic Gaming versus Shopify Rebellion. I think Shopify will win this. Let's be honest. FaZe versus SSG. SSG is going to lose. Sorry. SSG has not been doing well. This has been, guys, SSG so far, with how everything looks for SSG, they just need, I think this is about to be a roster change. They played terrible yesterday. They beat Complexity, but almost didn't. They had to. Complexity beat they got 2 games over SSG, and SSG had to bounce back and win all 3. Envy played really well against SSG. I think Envy is going to be the team that takes SSG's pool play and stuff. Either way, the SSG conversation, they're just underperforming massively, and they're doing even worse this event. It's just getting worse for them. So it's just that team just doesn't work together. They don't have chemistry. I think it's time for some kind of change, whatever it be. Whether it's a roster change, the way they approach the game, I don't know. I just don't think, personally, I think the team needs to change the roster. I don't know what it's going to look like. I think it would be crazy if we got some European power and brought Wutum to SSG or something, kind of like what they did with Legend. That's just cool to think about. I really feel like Lucid going back to FaZe to play with, going back to Trippy and Penguin would be great, but FaZe doesn't need Lucid. They don't. So it's where do all these players go? Who do you replace? And how does that shift every team? Because that would, if SSG changed their rosters, that would have a massive roster mania effect. The only team standing that would probably not change is Optic and Shopify, maybe FaZe. But if SSG does break their roster, we will see massive roster mania, and I'm here for it. Yeah, and then Nemesis played fantastic against Shopify Rebellion yesterday. They had, I think, if certain plays went Nemesis' way, they would have beat Shopify. If there was a team that can do it, it's Nemesis. I really do think. These teams are just getting better and better. The competition's getting steeper. It's a good day. Anyways, I'll get back to you with a little more. I'll show you some stream clips from our watch party, and more to come later. Anyways, I'll see you in a bit. So you probably saw the coffee being made, the first thoughts on Friday. You probably saw me show my Hoka shoes, my Mach 5, my Mach 6. I love running. I'm trying to do a half marathon to eventually do a marathon. I've done a marathon before. No, I haven't. I'm a liar. I've done a half. But seriously, I need to get back in shape. And make sure you do too. Everybody go touch grass. Seriously. After all the Halo we watched this weekend, get after it, y'all. So I also threw some clips in there from my stream. I did a watch party on Friday. I didn't want to do a watch party Saturday and Sunday. I kind of just wanted to enjoy watching HCS on my own and kind of just soak it up and enjoy it as a viewer myself. I'm a Halo fan, guys, not just a content creator. I'm a Halo fan. I think the biggest news that I was most excited for this weekend was just the LVT announcement. Let's cue that right now.
Because it is announcement time. Guys, I'm excited to announce. I'm excited to let you all know that there is more Halo competition coming your way. I'm excited to announce the LVT Halo Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. Woohoo! Let's go! We heard some claps over there. I am so excited for this, guys. Look, LVT Halo has created a new Halo Pro League with the help of Shopify Rebellion, where North American teams will duke it out, both online and on LAN, at Shopify Rebellion's headquarters for a chance to win a $50,000 prize pool. With a new league coming into the mix, here's what fans should know before the league starts. The league will feature 8 North American teams who have to earn their way into a league spot. And there's multiple ways the teams can qualify, with one being placing top 4 at DreamHack to secure a spot in the league. Number 2, or other ways. The other ways that you can secure this spot are the next 2 teams get in based on HCS points, post-DreamHack, and lastly, an online qualifier with the top 2 teams getting the last spots in the league. The format of the league is also a little different from the HCS format. The league will feature 3 monthly splits that follow a round-robin format played on weekdays, meaning that every team plays every team once per split. To add to this, every match in the split is a best-of-7 series. With 3 splits and 8 teams in the league, every team will play 21 games before heading to the LAN finale at Shopify Rebellion headquarters on September 11th through the 14th. You heard it, guys. A LAN, September 11th through the 4th team at Shopify Rebellion headquarters. Teams will also have to follow certain rules to keep their slots in the league. For starters, all teams will still have the traditional 4-player starting roster, but they can have 2 substitutes. Said substitutes can only represent one league team at a time, though. Another rule is that teams cannot make roster changes during splits and have to wait until after the split is over, meaning less roster shifts, less roster manias. Another key rule is that to keep their spot in the league, teams must retain 2 players from their initial roster, meaning roster moves have a lot more thought needed behind them. The league is slated to start on June 4th. What is that, like 1 week away? Just 1 week away. But it is subject to change. LVT's mission to create an entertaining experience in Halo continues with the Halo Pro League. This endeavor would not be possible without the support and partnership of Shopify Rebellion. Follow LVT Halo and check out lvthalo.com for more information and updates on the new Halo Pro League and anything LVT Halo. And to help us introduce the LVT Halo Pro League is LVT, the man himself right here.
Hey, along with tools?
Along with tools? I forgot about you.
That's fine. Listen. Obviously, this has been something that I think the community has been asking for years. I think it kind of got teased like in year 1, right, that there would be a pro league. Well, I'm happy to say that it's finally coming to fruition. And I really have to reiterate that last part. Like, this would not be possible without the partnership of Shopify Rebellion.
So the most exciting thing was that announcement by LVT. LVT, with Shopify Rebellion's help, they're making LVT HPL. That's what I'm calling it. Halo Pro League. That's not what I'm calling it. I'm just saying HPL for short. But I am so excited. More Halo, the better. I love LVT. I love the brand. I love what they're doing. I love how it's so invested in growing this scene. As I've said before in past videos, is I really want the scene to grow. And the more content, the better. Halo can thrive. We can get it together, you know? So I am so excited for that. And that's just more content that I can talk about from everything else. So I love Halo, and you're in the right place if you love competitive Halo. In this place, the jungle. So my first initial thoughts are, holy cow, Optic Gaming, they are literally like hobbits. No, they're not hobbits, guys. It's like the journey there and back again, a hobbit's tale. Like, Optic Gaming is the team that goes through great lengths just to get back to grand finals to just win. And this is the second time they did that. They got down and was brought to the lower bracket, and then they had to dig really deep through perseverance, adversity, and they still got the W. I think the most exciting thing about this weekend, my first initial impressions, is everything I predicted was all wrong except for Optic Gaming getting first. SSG is a whole nother topic. I can do a whole video on SSG. I mean, basically, I think like my short context here for SSG is I think that if they want to see a change, they need to make a change. And I don't think it's going to happen with this current roster. It's okay if these incredible players are really amazing. I mean, Snakebite, Lucid, Stellar Eco, they're incredible players. But it's okay if it doesn't have to be any player's fault. It just means that they don't gel together. The chemistry may not be there. Their play styles may not play well together. It doesn't mean that it's somebody's fault. It just means it's just not working. And that's okay. So if SSG does make a roster change, which I think if they want to see change and win and go up the brackets instead of they're slowly kind of going lower down the brackets, and I don't know, I think they need to make a roster change. But if they do that, Roster Mania 2.0 is going to happen, and it will be insane if that happens. So other than that, SSG has a lot to figure out, and I really do wish the best for every one of those players. That's my SSG segment for this video. Another initial impression is I am actually shocked that Shopify Rebellion got pushed to the lower bracket, and then Optic Gaming said, see ya. I did not see that happening. I really didn't see Shopify Rebellion not going to grand finals. It just shows you they do bleed a bit. And honestly, I think from this entire weekend, from just my initial impression, is that Optic Gaming is the superior team right now. They are number one. If they play, we've kind of seen that they don't play well on Fridays, they don't play well on Saturdays, but when they need to get the W on Sundays, they come out and they play better than ever. Everybody on Optic Gaming did incredible. There is one video I will make, and it's going to be the breakdown of Legends gameplay when they played King of the Hill in Solitude against Shopify Rebellion. It was an incredible match, and I can't wait to go over that. So much content to make, guys. But this is just my first initial thoughts on the weekend, and I'm excited to make the bracket breakdown video, but there's just so much, there's so much to go over. So much happened, so much possibilities. I mean, so many teams to now consider. Like, a lot of teams, let's talk about FaZe. A team that gets they get pushed under the carpet. Like, we all know they're really good, but no one ever really talks about them. We've just been so focused on why is SSG bad? Why is Shopify and Optic so good? And then there's FaZe. Nobody's been talking about FaZe, really. They've just been kind of just there. But they showed up this weekend, and they went to grand finals, and I think they did incredible. I really was kind of cheering for FaZe to win, only because it would be kind of cool to see multiple teams kind of get the W, but this narrative that Optic has is also an incredible one, and hey, congratulations to Optic. It was incredible. To come from where they did and rise above, again, that's just an incredible story, and I love the story of perseverance. So these are my initial thoughts. What else? TSM, Nemesis, like TSM taking out Optic Gaming, like, can we talk about that? We will in the bracket breakdown. We'll go over more, but it just shows you that all of these teams came to play and they're saying, hey, I can take you down. I'm a contender in this too. And a lot of teams kind of showed that. Whereas before, I think a lot of us were thinking, wow, it's always going to be Shopify and Optic, Shopify, Optic, Shopify, Optic, but that's not the case. I think this weekend really showed us that this is Halo Infinite and anything can happen. Anyways, these are my first initial impressions. I think next is Salt Lake City, Utah. I need to look at the schedule, but whatever's happening next, we need to see some changes from SSG. My prediction video can be thrown out the window because my next prediction video for the next major, I don't even know where to begin. I just know that Optic is still going to be on #1 for me because they've been #1 for me in every prediction. So maybe I am the best. Maybe everything else was wrong, but maybe I'm just the best because Optic won and I said they would. I'm the best predictor ever. Let's just go with that. But either way, these are my initial thoughts. Again, keep a lookout for my full bracket breakdown video where we go a little bit more in depth with everything that happened over the weekend. I hope you enjoyed this video. More to come. My videos about Halo, about HCS and competitive Halo, and then the future LVT Halo Pro League is going to be content like no other. We're going to do things differently here, and I'm going to throw in a little bit of my passions along the way. Whether that be my Hoka shoes, my running journey, blah, 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 coffee, 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 coffee. This is a different place. This is the jungle, and get ready because we got a lot of Halo to talk about. Anyways, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the video. More to come. This is just a little bit of a trailer, a really long trailer of what's to come. Anyways, Jay is out.